Hi, I've seen a lot of comments about Glacial Cascade of the Fissure, and I just wanted to show that Elementalist isn't the only answer for Glacial Cascade of the Fissure. This tankiness is not actually accurate because I don't have Steel Skin enabled, as well as Calculated Risk isn't buffed in PoE yet. Calculated Risk is gaining the mod like enemies damaging you are unlucky. So you get hit for 1,000 damage, but I had a roll range of like 600 to 1,200. That just means that the mod didn't benefit you. You get hit for 600 damage, but the damage roll went from 600 to 1,200. That's mitigation right there. It's built in. If you want more life regen, boom, more life regen, even more. Sure, is it more buttons? Yes. It absolutely is. Enduring Cry, Urgent Orders, Automation, Steel Skin, and you have to use a Bear Trap. But you don't need a Diamond Flask because you're Sab. This is actually higher crit than Smokie's stock PoE. All the items are the same, besides Stim Knife Flask. In config, I removed all the extra stuff because it's not accurate of a burst window. It's not shocked because it's not Elementalist. It doesn't have exposure because it's not an Elementalist. It has the same AoE. All the gear is the same, besides one flask. This is all 2 mod gear, 1 unique ring, and some flasks. Same gear. Not gonna have damage against you is unlucky. Doesn't have Steel Skin. Has golems, has the same AoE, has convergence enabled. No convergence, similar damage, and a little bit more AoE. Shock is enabled, but shock also doesn't apply to the very first tick of damage while mapping. And sure, Saboteur, this is RNG. It is going to high roll. Absolutely, it is going to high roll. Same thing with the chance to take less area damage. You can get screwed over by playing Sab. Yes, this is true. Born in Shadows. Nearby enemies are blinded, 15% reduced damage taken from blinded enemies. That can screw you over. Because there's some things, like death mechanics or bears on the floor, those things cannot be blinded, therefore you still die. Mines are a squishy playstyle, bows are a squishy playstyle, you are not left side of the tree, you don't get to play, this isn't Slayer where you get 8 endurance charges, you have call, 20% call, you get more damage for just existing, and then you get 10% less damage taken while leeching on top. It's not Slayer. It's not Champion, where you get 3% more armor and evasion, and you get fortification for just existing. It's not Gladiator, where you get lucky block. Do I need to go on and on? Defy Pain, etc. Balaka. Do I need to go on? Every ascendancy has its benefits. Yes, this ascendancy has benefits. It is a ton of damage. But it's also conditional damage. It does solve mana. Like, the mana regen is insane. In the other PoE, you can't run around with a level 20 Frostbomb. You have to change Frostbomb to level 1, because guess what? There's a mana cost difference. It's all that really changes. You're not using this for damage, you're using it for cold exposure in the build. You don't get golems, so you don't get an easier leveling. But you still get AoE, like every single node. You get the unlucky, you get the crit lucky, which really helps with your crit chance. You don't need a diamond flask to get good crit chance. This is your damage against bosses if you don't have diamond flask up. And if you don't have convergence up, guess what? Your average is actually less than a Saboteur, even if you have shocked the enemy for 45%. This PoE doesn't have Bear Trap in it. Sure, let's just add Bear Trap in it for the sake of Bear Trap. There you go. It's a little bit better in the worst case scenario with League Start gear, a little bit better, but the effective hit pool is a lot less. You don't get endurance charges, you don't have as much life regen as a Sab could have. If you really wanted to make like a extra hardcore Sab, you drop this node and go Pyromaniac. It also solves Ignite for you. And then the only damaging over time ailments that you're worried about is Poison, which you can get on the flask, and then Bleed and Corrupted Blood, which you typically put on a life flask. So there you go. Ailments other than Freeze, which can be solved by a Pantheon for a Divine Vessel, is all solved. It's all solved through Sap. You have an answer to everything. You still get good crit. You still get some AoE burst. Sure, it's RNG. But, as I just demonstrated, you're going to have moments where Heart of Destruction isn't up. You're going to have moments of the exposure isn't up when you're map clearing. You're not going to be shocking on the first hit. And golems will get you killed because of chain, because of Exarch balls. Like, there's pros and cons to every single build. You don't have to play a guide on a specific character just because you saw or it is getting popular. I like Smokie. I do. I genuinely do. She's entertaining, she's funny, she comes up with cool builds, she plays SSF, she has softcore SSF mindset like I do. That's all that you can really ask for out of her, because that's what I enjoy her videos about. Like, that's it. It's as simple as that. You don't have to play, like, you can turn in somebody's homework on a different ascendancy. It's really not hard. People have been doing it for years. That's why RF on like 75 different ascendancies, or like, and rework ascendancies and everything else has existed for such a long time. Occultist RF used to be a really, really good like combination. Scion used to be the RF ascendancy, like way back in the day, and then Guardian became the RF ascendancy. Like, every single build changes. I played RF before Pox played RF. So I've been playing this game for a fucking minute. So yeah, you can turn in your homework on a different ascendancy. Like, it's fine. It'll work. You can make a build tankier and sacrifice some damage. You'll be fine. Have a good league start. See ya. Peace.